to Attack of the Pack, Part 3. Alright, so in this portion we are going to be talking about the AFC. More specifically, if I can get the words out, we are going to be talking about the AFC North. Alright, so first up, by the way, there was no particular picking. I just picked them off as I remembered them, so no favoritism. First off, the Ravens. First question about the Ravens, Torrey Smith. Do you pay him or do you not pay him?
How much is he asking for?
See if you can look it up. But I've heard he's in the realm of 10 to 12 million, about the same. Cobb is wanting. Let's see. Doesn't say. That's on stats. But yeah, I know he's wanting some big money though. He's wanting like somewhere around 10 million.
Oh hell no, he's not worth
top
tier money.
So if you're paying the man, what's your cap per year?
7, maybe 8, and I'm highballing.
That's what I was thinking about. 7, worst case. All right, so
I mean, he's a good receiver, but
good deep threat. But he's not a complete
not worth
receiver.
that movie. Yeah. That kind of money.
He's not a complete receiver. All right, so we're gonna go not to pay. And what do the Ravens do at running back? Any chance they offer Ray Rice a chance to come back?
I don't think that's good for the team.
I don't think so either. I don't think that happens.
That doesn't bode well for them.
Yeah.
I would look for them to draft somebody.
Probably, or try to pick up one of those free agent running backs like Noshawn Moreno or somebody like that to be a stopgap. All right, moving on. Can Justin Forsett be the guy, not just in Baltimore, but wherever he signs?
I think like we hit on earlier.
Yeah. Look up Forsett. Yeah, look up Forsett, because I want to see exactly how long he's been in the league. Just a second, folks. All right, he's age 29. 29. Has been in for 8 seasons.
Small back, too.
He's 29 and has been in for 8 seasons. 8 seasons. He was drafted in 2008. So yes, as I was thinking about earlier, he played at Cal before Marshawn Lynch took over. No, excuse me. No, I am wrong. He played at Cal after Marshawn Lynch left, because Marshawn Lynch was drafted in 2007. So he was the running back that succeeded Marshawn Lynch. Yeah, he's 29 years old and he just now hit over 1,000 yards. I mean, previous to this, his best season was 600 yards with the Seattle Seahawks in 2009. I just don't see it. I mean, talk about a late bloomer.
Yeah.
I mean, he's about to be on the wrong side of 30. So, I mean, he may have one more good year. I mean, it was only 1,200 yards, too. It wasn't like, he lit it up for like 1,800 like Murray or LaShawn or something like that. So, it's not like he just dominated. He didn't even win the starting job until like halfway through the season. Up until that point, they were bouncing back and forth between two backs. So, I don't know. I just don't think. I don't think he can be a long-term answer. So, with that being said, where do they go with the first pick, knowing that they're possibly going to lose Torrey Smith? that they will lose Justin Forsett because he's not even talking to the Ravens. He's out talking to other teams right now. Where did they go with the first pick?
So where did they lose Torrey Smith? Where do they stand at wideout?
Exactly. Steve Smith Sr. is about the only notable name they have at wideout. They released Jacoby Jones. So
you gotta. It's a big decision. I mean, you need some targets for Joe Flacco to throw to, but
most definitely.
you can't lay a goose egg in the backfield.
Personally, I said they have to go wide receiver. Now here's why. It's not because of who they have or don't have at wide receiver. It's who they have at quarterback. Joe Flacco is a deep ball guy. You gotta have people to get downfield. So I'm looking at a Devin Smith from Ohio State or a Jalen Strong from Arizona State. Both guys have downfield speed and whatnot. So and they can catch balls downfield really well. So I'm looking at one of those two guys there. Plus, consider where they're picking. All right, breaking news. Randall Cobb and the Packers reach a 4-year deal. Randall Cobb will remain in Green Bay. Just like last year, right before the deadline, they got it done. All right, go Pack, go. So, yeah, I'm thinking wide receiver there.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the Bengals. Was re-signing Big Red, Andy Dalton, a mistake?
Yes.
Definitive answer from a definitive man.
I just don't ever see him taking Cincinnati where they need to go.
Did they even win? Have they won a playoff game with Andy Dalton at quarterback?
No.
I'm sorry, I can't get behind a guy that posts a 2 rating. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I mean, and then you got all the weapons out there: the AJ Green, the Mohamed Sanu, the Jermaine Gresham, the Tyler Eifert, I believe is the tight end that they grabbed. You got the Jeremy Hill in the backfield. You got all these weapons. Giovanni Bernard, a receiving back out of the backfield. How do you not have success, Dalton? Because you're not the guy. Which leads into our next question. Should they be in the market for a QB?
I would look for somebody to draft and then you can develop. I mean, you can be serviceable with Dalton back there for another year or two while you develop somebody. Just don't expect to be a team of note.
Who was it that drafted AJ McCarron?
I don't know.
I think it was the Bengals. I do believe the Bengals drafted it. It was they drafted either AJ McCarron or the kid out of Georgia. Yep, he's a Bengal. Yeah, so they already tried the draft a late rounder and see if you can develop them kind of guy. So that hasn't worked out too well because AJ McCarron, it's reported, won't even see the playing field anytime soon. I mean,
draft a better prospect.
You know what's funny is there's a couple people out there, and I'm not talking about like fans. I'm talking about real legit people that get paid to do this kind of shit, who said, "Oh, AJ McCarron, I think AJ McCarron's the best quarterback in this draft." Aaron Murray, that was the Georgia quarterback. AJ McCarron's the best quarterback in this draft. Really? You think that? Okay. Blake Bortles ended up starting. Was that the same draft? Because he was a rookie last year, wasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
Bortles.
Yeah, because Blake Sims, this was his first and only year. Yeah, okay. So you had Blake Bortles who started, and although, yes, he had more interceptions than touchdowns, but let's not forget, so did Peyton Manning, all right? So did just about every rookie quarterback that's ever started.
Let's also not forget he's playing for the Jacksonville
And he's
Jaguars.
playing for the Jaguars. Now, granted, they do have a promising receiving core. Okay? But,
Perhaps a promising running back.
and perhaps a promising running back and a promising quarterback. But they're all freshmen, basically. They're all fresh meat. All right, so going back to what I was saying, Blake Bortles did better. Derek Carr did better. Teddy Bridgewater, arguably, did way better. A.J. McCarron and Aaron Murray, the two SEC quarterbacks, the two guys touted as like, oh yeah, if anybody's going to hit, it's going to be these two. They didn't even crack the starting line.
Get off the bandwagon. They're playing for stud teams.
And we're talking about a guy who couldn't see the field when the starting quarterback couldn't throw a touchdown to a receiver last year.
Yep.
Alex Smith didn't throw a single touchdown to a receiver last year. Aaron Murray couldn't see the field. So, Andy Dalton posted a 2. A 2. And A.J. McCarron couldn't see the field. So, yeah, that 33-3, his touchdown to interception ratio last year at Alabama. Yeah. Fluky. Yeah. All right. Moving on. I think I'm just gonna say this. Not this year, but I think in in the next maybe 2 to 3 years, they should seriously start looking at quarterback in the first round when it gets to be a deeper drafted quarterback.
Yeah.
But this year's too shallow. How best to improve the Cincinnati D? I mean, an offense outside of quarterback is pretty set. Running back, 1, 2, 3 receivers. Because Marvin Jones is another receiver they got over there. Tight end is set. They may be getting offensive linemen, but let's look at defense. Where should they look to improve their defense?
Probably, I would look to develop a pass rusher. They don't have a solid pass rush.
Yeah. I mean,
Isn't Greg Hardy, isn't he available?
yeah, he is available.
Solid prospect.
Solid prospect. The only downside about Greg Hardy is next year he's going to start on the commissioner's exempt list, which means he won't be able to play anytime soon. And if it's anything like Adrian Peterson, which I would assume is going to be worse because it was domestic violence, even though he wasn't even charged with anything, the league's probably still going to come out and punish him. So you got to look at that. But yeah, I'm thinking pass rush, corner should shore up. They have a solid one with Jonathan Hall, I believe, or Leon Hall, on one side. They lost Jonathan Joseph a couple years ago to free agency to the Houston Texans. But then they got Darqueze Dennard over there. Didn't play that great this year, but signs are pointing to him improving. So could be pass rush could be where they need to go. I would also state maybe linebacker. I know they got Ray Maualuga, but actually Ray's a free agent. And then there's also that guy that they picked he didn't even get drafted. He was a free agent, but because of his personal issues, but came out and was really good. Vontez Burfict, that's the guy. Yeah. So I mean, I know they got Burfict. He's a talent, but yeah, pass rush. I mean, they got Carlos Dunlap. He's okay. I don't even know if I can't even say the guy's name. Domata Pico, whatever. He's not really playing at a high level anymore.
I still love the guy just because he blew up.
Troy Polamalu?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was playing fullback. Yeah. And then you got Charles Johnson. He left last year, didn't he, to go to Tampa or something like that? Or did he go there from Tampa? I don't know. But all I know is either way, Charles Johnson didn't have a good year this year. So, and with that being said, if they can, I'd look at probably a pass rusher if they get a chance. But I don't think they are with the first pick of the draft. I'll let you. There's going to be a run on pass rushers early.
Yeah.
So, if not pass rusher, probably cornerback. They'd be in the area for Trey Waynes, and that'd be interesting to see Trey Waynes.
Regardless, it's got to be defensive minded.
Yeah, Trey Waynes and Darqueze Dennard, same backfield. That'd be nice. All right, moving on to the Brownies. Can Johnny be the man in Cleveland? Well, come on, man. We ain't got all night.
I'm not even going to comment on that.
All right. He says no. I say maybe. To me, he reminds me a lot of Brett Favre. And Brett Favre was a Packer great. The reason why I say that, he's got drug, alcohol problems. Brett Favre had drug, alcohol problems. He went to rehab for Vicodin, and he came out of rehab and said, "We're gonna win the Super Bowl this year." That was 1996, the year we won the Super Bowl. A lot of people want to rant and rave about Jimmy Johnson saying, "We're gonna win the ball game," and then going out and winning the game. Brett Favre predicted an entire season.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, Favre was a party guy. Johnny is a party guy. Favre went to rehab, Johnny went to rehab. Johnny's going a lot earlier than Favre did, so maybe that helps him out. Plus, he's got that kind of gunslinger mentality, even though he doesn't really have a gunslinger's arm. He's more mobile. He's smaller than Brett, obviously, but he's more mobile than Brett. But he has that Brett Favre magic. I mean, just go back to that game against Alabama, where he's back there for like 30 minutes, dodging people, and he chunks the ball up, and lo and behold, it's caught by an A&M player for a first down. That is Brett Favre magic at its best. All right, so first things first, the Browns got to get some receivers.
Yeah.
Nobody can do jack with the guys they got. All right, who do they get to help out their QBs? You think they're looking at anybody in free agency?
Was it Macklin available?
Man, maybe. He's technically available right now, but chances that he leaves Philly are about the chances that Cobb leaves Green Bay.
Sure.
Philly really wants him back. By the way, did you get the particulars of that deal? I'm wondering how much he's going to make annually.
40 million, 17 million guaranteed. I know that.
But yeah, Jeremy Macklin. Well, I don't know if Jeremy Macklin fits their system. Not only that, but he's also kind of injury prone. Cobb's obviously off the market, so I don't know.
4-year, $40 million deal, 17 million guaranteed.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that is a $40 million deal for Randall Cobb for 4 years, and that's right at $10 million. And I was saying in my discussions with my partner here that I'd go as high as 10, but I wouldn't pay any more. And I would back Green Bay 100% if they let Cobb walk. Well, Cobb took the limit, 10, stay with a contender. It goes on from there.
That's a smart move, because let's look back at previous Green Bay receivers who went for the money.
James Jones, Greg Jennings. Yeah, how'd that turn out?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I guess, I mean, if you want to get somebody in there off the free agency market, at least for a year, and it's getting kind of older, we got Reggie Wayne available.
Reggie Wayne, that'd be a good veteran presence, especially if they draft a wide receiver. Who do they need the most production out of on their team? Like next year, who's got to be the guy that they have to get production from? I know it's easy to say Johnny Manziel, but...
Well, it's not. It's whoever's at quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, you got to have other guys producing, but you got to have a quarterback who can do something at least.
True.
They didn't have anything last year.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to pause this and come back for Attack the Pack Part 4.